Hello, welcome to Tim's Travel Time. I'm Tim Lapage, and you're watching Park City Television. We take you to fantastic off-the-beaten-track places in very special ways. Today, our journey takes us to Uganda. It has a lot to offer: Lake Victoria, the source of the White Nile, and the fabled Mountains of the Moon, and the endangered mountain gorilla. These characters, whilst they don't grow quite the size of King Kong, they can, the big silverbacks can grow to nearly 450 pounds. There are 3 countries where you can actually see these creatures. The first is Zaire, the second is Rwanda, and the third is Uganda. They all actually habituate a small volcanic region called the Virunga volcanoes. And this is where we journeyed to southwestern Uganda to view them. I'd like to welcome 2 of Park City's better known characters, Ann and Mac MacQuiod.
Hi, Tim.
Good to be here, Tim.
So you journeyed to Uganda. What was it that about Uganda that made you want to go there in the first place?
The gorillas. I mean, this is something we've thought about for so many years, and said, you know, someday when we retire, I would like to live with the gorillas. It was after seeing
Diane Fossey.
Yeah, Diane Fossey, you know, after Gorillas in the Mist. And
Not true.
It certainly, what we experienced there was even more than we anticipated. It was one of the most incredible adventures. In fact, when you said Uganda a minute ago, I got goosebumps thinking about it because it was so thrilling.
So having got there, having got to the base of the forest, we get up in the morning and we set off on this substantial hike. Tell me, how was the hike for you?
That's good. We live in Park City, so
yeah, it was actually very interesting because you're going through, well, the rainforest. I mean, literally the mountain forest, and it's beautiful and it's primeval, and you don't go on paths.
It's pretty thick going. Sometimes you're struggling to climb over vines and slipping on.
Well, as we found out, they don't know where the gorillas are going to be until one of the guides radios back that we have located the gorilla family, because they're always on the move. And so a lot of the areas that we're going to, probably somebody has not been through that area in years, if ever. So you could just feel the leaves and the growth
spongy
below you. Yeah, you've been there 1,000 years accumulating. And it was just an exciting feeling. But up that trail, the flowers, and well, Tim and I were both stopping looking at centipedes and millipedes and flowers and whatever, and just fantastic things along the way.
But then,
yes.
The head guide, who in our case was wonderful, Christian was his name, said, okay, they're just ahead. And of course you're just looking and you can't see anything. And then you put down your packs and your stick and anything extraneous except for your camera. And you walk, I don't know, another 30 feet maybe. And he says, get down, and you do, and there they are. And the we went 2 days, and the first day, literally, they stayed where we were, and they were no further away than twice as far as Tim is from me.
Yes.
I mean, it's shocking how close you are. It's amazing.
When you look at those beautiful gorillas in that setting, I was thinking, you know, if this is the way I'm going to go, what a way to go. If one of these guys decides to get on me, because what a thing to tell your grandkids, whatever happened to Mac, you know, he got eaten by a gorilla.
They're vegetarian.
Yeah, but I was eating a lot of vegetables that way.
There was a time, though, that one of the silverbacks came pretty speedily towards us, and it certainly catches your attention, doesn't it?
It certainly catches your attention.
I mean, they let you know when they're tired of you being around. There's no doubt about that. But it's in that family setting, and to see the mom and the dad work with the babies.
It was really amazing.
It was such a family, and it was so peaceful, and you really feel like you're in their home.
The gorillas, of course, are of the size that they can protect themselves from almost any predator, but they are also arboreal, and we saw them going up and down the trees.
It was amazing.
Several times.
And the babies climbing up the trees and swinging from tree to tree and wrestling with each other.
The second day we were with them, remember, the family were sitting on the ground, and these little guys come up the hill, and they wanted to touch our shoes and our shoelaces, and the guide said, you know, do not touch them, just sit there, let them do their thing. And just about the time you think these little guys are going to jump in your lap,
Mom or Dad.
Mom or Dad will grunt
and grab them.
And no, they won't even grab them half the time. They'll just turn around and they run back down the hill and up the tree or something like that. They know their place.
It was really fun.
That was so fun to have those little guys around us.
Well, we'd go again.
Thank you for joining us, Mac Ann.
Oh, been a pleasure. We cannot wait to go back. We're already signing up, and hopefully we're still in shape to hike that hill.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Tim's Travel Time. Stay tuned to Park City Television for another fantastic destination.